Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. My name is Tobias Ucheng. Here I am here to bring you a podcast on climate, the climatic changes happening in the whole world. Now, for you to understand the climate change, first to understand what climate is and how it differs from weather. Now, according to scholars, they say that if today is sunny, today is windy, today is somehow rainy, then that one is weather. It is something, it is a change of a condition within a period of time, within a very short period of time. On the other hand, climate is the distribution over time related to, it is related to what? To the regimes of varying external conditions. Now, external conditions, what are the external conditions? Now, it can be a distribution over time related to regimes of external conditions. Now, climate change is now the long-term shift or alterations of in temperatures, weather patterns, and all these things that happens around us within a period of time. It can be for 30 years or millions of years. That is climate change. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now the argument is that the shift in pattern is attributed directly or indirectly to human activities. That those human activities that does what? That contributes to climate change. And we also have those ones that are for humans do indirectly. Now, why this topic? Now, if you look at the 6 pillars of better agenda, the bottom up transformation agenda, we have the 6 pillars. We have the SMEs, that is medium and micro, small, medium enterprises. We have housing and settlement. We have agriculture. We have digital superhighway. We have environment and climate change, and also we have food and security. Now, if you look at the climate change, environment and climate change, for a period of since President William Ruto came into power, we've seen numerous meetings like the African Summit we had last year around September, that started on 4th September. We've been having other meetings as well, the COP24, the COP26. All these are to do with the climate change. That's why it is good for us to find the solution to this by doing communications that enhances climate change. It is something that is here with us and we must find solutions. Now, according to the Barometer Index, they say that 56% of people understand but they don't know what to do with climate change. We have, that is 56. The other one is remaining 44. Now, if you look at 43, they understand but they are ignorant. Then 1% is only 1% that knows what should be taken. Now, why is the world not within the 1% range? We should find a solution on why we are not in the 1% chain. Now, the shift in argument is attributed to directly, as I had said, like the release of greenhouse gas. We have the deforestation, the the land use changes. We have the fire outbreaks. Those that can be either human or inhuman. Now, the argument is that the biggest contributing activity is the burning of fossils. The burning of fossils, whereby we use petrols, we use the diesels in our cars. Now, by using these, the burning of the fossils, they produce, when they are burnt, they produce carbon dioxide. Now, when carbon dioxide is released into the air, it causes what? It causes problem within the ozone layer because it forms that blanket, making it hard for the gas, or rather the alteration of air within the Earth's atmosphere. Now we have humans are burning more of the oil. Humans are doing what? Humans are also burning more of the natural gases used to empower homes, like the electricity in our homes, in our factories, and all these things are doing what? Aeroplanes as well, and cars in return that produces carbon dioxide. Also, the use of gradual global population, which is believed to triple for the last 70 years. Now, the population, if the population is big, it means they're going to consume a lot of these products, and this produces what is harmful to our health. Now, consequently, there is also an argument that humans are also consuming a lot of products from animals. Now, if you consume a lot of products from animals, let's say meat or beef for that matter, then when that is you consume it, it means that it will produce another pollutant. Now, this pollutant, which is called a methane gas. Now, methane gas and nitrogen gas from the plants, the leguminous plants. Now, due to the chemical properties of these gases are able to do what? To trap heat from, they are able to trap heat when released into the air. Now, when the concentration of these gases builds up and sun gets into the Earth's atmosphere, it means that some heat gets trapped, making the planet Earth warmer. And if the planet Earth is warmer, then there is that the greenhouse effect causing an increase in the Earth's atmosphere. Now, this is what is causing the climate change. Now, also deforestation, that is the destruction of forests we've seen in so many ways, people cutting down of trees without replacing them. Now, what happens if you do this is also a contributor. This is due to the ability of trees in storing large amounts of what? Of carbon or carbon within them, and therefore, when forests are cut down, the carbon stored in them is released into the atmosphere. Remember, plants during the day they use carbon dioxide because they want to do what? During the photosynthesis, they want to manufacture their food, but at night they use oxygen. Now, if you cut them, it means that during the day, these oxygens will not, there is no place when this carbon dioxide will be used. So it means it will be all over the around, and you know the repercussions. Now, the same is also in agriculture. In agriculture, we use a lot of the manure, the artificial manure, or for that matter, you can say in organic fertilizer that produces, that is very dangerous for us. Now, when there is leaching, it causes soil pollution as well as the air pollution. Now, according to the UN, the world, and please note this very right. Now, according to the UN, the world is 1 degree hotter than the pre-industrial times that happened during around 1880s, 1800. Now, which is somehow not bad, by the way. But in fact, they opine that if we go by this pace, then it will be 1.5 degrees or 2 before the end of the century. Then this is will be okay with 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius will still be okay. But where the problem is the rate at which this thing is happening. Because look at this, the concern is now that the rate, because the speed is so alarming, because there are no track of hitting 1.5 degrees only in 10 years. And if we do not slow it down, then the catastrophe will befall on us in other already, whereas people are already experiencing. Like, for example, people along the coast. Currently, I'm in Mombasa, and in Mombasa, we understand now there is that increase of what? There is increase of sea level. Reason being, when there is a lot of heat, now the heat makes the ice to melt. When the ice has melted now, it means that the water level will rise. This will in turn affect the aquatic life. When the aquatic life is done with, it means that we will not have food, or rather what? Or rather fish. Again, the flood, the rise in the water level will also cause floods, and you will find, like people in Mombasa, if there is if it only even rains for 30 minutes, the repercussion is so high. Why? The effects of the climate change. Now, climate change have got wide range of effects to both human, environment, and the socio-economic and related sectors, including water resource, agriculture, food security, human, and all those, the coastlines, and all those ones that I've just talked about. But a good example is that it is causing differences in what? It is causing a difference in rainfall. It is now that rainfall pattern is likely to lead to severe drought. Yeah, thus contributing to water shortages and perhaps flooding. And I've explained to you what flooding is. The rising in temperatures will also cause shift in seasons for growing crops, thus affecting our backbone, meant that is food security. This will support the extinction rate of many habitats and species to about 30%. It means more of the animals will be migrating, more of plants will not be there, people will be starving to death. Now, climate change is real, and this is something that we need to fight with all means. Maybe you understand it, but I don't understand. There is a day during the African Summit, I had an opportunity to interact with some people. I asked them now, the government has today decided to have this summit to do away with climate change, and it has brought together all the African states. Now, what about you? Then this person was like, you know what? The President Ruto should lower the cost of living. So I asked, how is cost of living related to this? I asked another person. The person told me, you know what? Climate change is a Muzungu issue. We are not Wazungus. Why should we? And I was like, you know what? This thing is what is affecting us directly, and we must find solution. Plant more trees, please. I urge people to do what? I urge people also to make use of the e-mobilities. I like the government's initiative towards fighting climate change. Why? Number one, the launching of the Spiro motorbikes that is doing away with the coal, with the fossils. The bicycles, we can use the bicycles because bicycles, they do not pollute any environment, because it is just something that you say. In fact, it's advantageous because you'll also be exercising yourself. 3 for that matter, we should also avoid using a lot of meat or beef for that matter. Let's use little, even as we do what? As we eat more of vegetables and fruits, because this will help us. Now, the distribution of disease factor will also be changed. Now, putting the lives of people at the risk, those are some of the things that we need to do. So we must find a solution. And how are we going to find these solutions? Now, it is upon now the journalists, it is upon the policymakers, it is upon the government, it is upon you and I to make sure that we find this climate change that has come rampant in our country. Thank you so much. I've been your host, Tobias Ochieng, for today's podcast on the climate change. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my TikTok account. I'm Tobias Ochieng. YouTube, I'm Ochieng Tobias. TikTok, Ochieng Tobias. Facebook, Ochieng Tobias. Twitter, Ochieng Tobias. Instagram, I'm Ochieng Tobias. All my socials I use Ochieng Tobias. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.